To figure out the system here. Okay, anyway, welcome everyone. So excited to have you here. I'm going to say this more than once. If you have not subscribed, please click on that little subscribe bell so that you'll be noticed each time we do this. We have over 50 videos that we have put up since we started, which is really cool. We started out, not knowing exactly what to do, how to get going, and we've had lots of great questions from everybody. We have had lots of things that you have suggested that we do, and so we've tried really hard, and it's given us tons of content. So thank you for those suggestions, and please put them in the comment section over here. Click like. Pardon? There's no sound? Is this better, everybody? Let me know. Can you hear it now? Everybody says good sound. It's you guys? Okay. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay. We just wanna make sure everybody can hear, so I'll try and not move at all, which is so hard for me because I tend to use my hands a lot when I talk, so I'll be really careful. Anyway, here we go again. We have these kinds of issues every time we're up here, so, click like, click subscribe. We'll say that to you a few times, and please ask your questions over in the chat if you have any for us. We will do our best to answer during this live. So Alex is gonna join me in a little bit, but he's still taking care of all the technical stuff along with Terry, so hopefully, if I don't move, and please let us know if you're having trouble hearing so that we don't, talk halfway through and realize that nobody, everyone's trying to lip read. So anyway, I have a few details about our most popular quilting tips so far. Which one do you think that is? The most popular one has been the foot pedal, followed closely by the foot pedal non-skip or skid, followed closely by the fabric folding, and then by the snowball block, and then by the binding tool. So it's interesting to see what everybody is interested in, which is kind of a lot of different things. One of the things that I asked previously was what time was best for everyone because we had some people saying they couldn't meet during the day because they work or had kids, and other people that said they couldn't do it at night. Anyway, just looking at the attendance on our live videos, the daytime works best. We have the most people who actually are able and do listen during the day, either the 1 o'clock or the 3 o'clock time slot. We will do an occasional evening, but we really didn't have the attendance in the evening. So I think that if you're not able to watch during the day, all you have to do is watch in the evening. If we ever have any drawings that are not chat related drawings, you can always participate whenever you're able to see the video. So be sure to always go to our YouTube channel and check that live button. There's videos, I think it says videos and shorts, and then live. And the live has all of the videos that we've done these particular chats with you, and you can watch them at your leisure anytime. So make sure that you do that if you're not able to catch it, because you never know. We might have some fun announcements, some fun drawings, something that you can do. And we're doing this weekly. So if you look weekly, we're thinking like Wednesday or Thursday. Today we did Friday because we're on vacation and everybody's here and we had family activities planned. So that's kind of why we're doing it today. Normally today I would have a podcast and we didn't just because I didn't have time. I was trying to get everything ready, didn't have time to do it. So I missed that because I love the podcast, but I will have one next week and it's going to be really fun. And I'll get to that in a minute. Back to the video, our most popular video was that foot pedal, what you can put under it so that your foot pedal doesn't slide. Now, my sewing machine is on wood, on a wood floor. It always has been. And I didn't even think about those people who have their foot pedal on carpeting or a carpeted area, or if their sewing room is carpeted, or depending on where they have their machines set up. So we got lots of questions about that, what to do on carpet. And immediately, I mean, as soon as the video was published and we started to get those questions last week, I made another video where I just took everything and I tried it on carpet. And we did a short video. So if you look under shorts, the answer to that question is there. And actually, what we did when we answered that question is I tested out the same products that I did in the with the products on the wood floor, and again, the Martelli foot pedal mat actually worked the best. The silicone pad didn't quite work as well. Um, it just didn't. It slid on the carpet. The shelf liner didn't work at all. That was terrible. And the hot pad, sort of. So take a look at that if you're on carpeting, and you can kind of make that decision. Now, there were those who said that the Martelli pad only worked for a short period of time on their carpet, and then it didn't work anymore. So I thought, I'm going to write to Martelli and I'm going to ask them about this because I'm sure they have an answer for it. And I'm getting nothing from Martelli. I am not advertising for them other than to tell you that I love their stuff. So that's my whole mission here, is to find something for you that works when it comes to that slippery surface underneath our sewing machine pedal. So anyway, I want to tell you exactly what they said. They wrote back immediately. They have tremendous customer service, and I said, I did a video on your foot pedal pad. These were the questions I had. Years I have never cleaned it, and it still works like a charm on my wood floor. But what's the difference with carpeting? You've got that lint that comes off the carpet and it sticks to the foot pad, the underside of the foot pad, and eventually it becomes part of that foot pad and the foot pad slides. So what they said was the first thing you can do is take packing tape, the clear strip packing tape, put a few pieces and just put it on top of the Martelli pad and pull it off, and you'll pull the lint off. You'll need a few. You'll have to use a few pieces, but it's the pad's not that large, so it's not hard to do. They said that will restore that grip back to the foot pedal pad. That's the first thing. The second thing that you can do is you can use a mild cleaning solution and clean it off if you feel you need to, if the tape didn't work. So you can do that. What you need to be careful of is eventually that pad that's on the wood or whatever it is in there will start to peel off the edges. So you want to be really careful when you clean it, that you don't just dunk it in water and kind of facilitate the removal. If it should happen that yours is starting to come off, they said all you need is rubber cement, and you just put it around the edge. It will stick it right back down again and you're good to go. So those were two suggestions. And again, I think they ran $15, $17, something like that. But I've used them for 16 years, or for 6 years I have used mine. So I'm telling you that for me, it was well worth the price, I think, rather than doing that foot pedal slip around. Okay, here's what else they said. They said, we do sell larger foot pedals. That was another issue. Some people said their foot pedal was too big to fit on the standard size flip pad. So they say they do sell. I didn't look them up, so I'm not sure exactly. I know if you go to martellinotions.com, you can see that. The other thing is, it says, for those that may say the pad is still moving on them, if they do not rest their heel on the pad, you can push it a bit on the carpet. So that's where you might need the larger pad underneath. You're supposed to keep your heel on the pad where your foot pedal is sitting. It says when your heel and your machine pedal are both on the pad, it's not going anywhere. This is why we created the larger pad. And it says, and we are an invention company. We make something, and then David sees a way to make it even easier, more comfortable, and easier on your body. So I thought that was wonderful. They gave some good information there. And that was I just wrote to their customer service, and I got, again, an email back immediately from them within, I think it was the next day. So I just wanted that clarification. If you have watched the first video, everybody comments then, not realizing we have the other one where we did the follow-up on that. If you look in the comments section underneath all of our videos, if there's any updates or any products that we've used or whatever, it's all listed there. So just go there and take a look, and you might get the answer to your question without, that maybe somebody else has already asked it as well. We had lots of people ask about carpet, so we really felt the need to find that out for sure. So anyway, that was an update on that. Next week, I want to just give you a little preview of what our quilting tip on Tuesday is going to be about. Quilting tip is a do-it-yourself way to fix your ruler so that you can create um, uh, perfect half square triangles, little ones, big ones, any size you want. So be sure and watch that. I'll walk you through the process of doing it. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it really, 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 really works. So I want you to make sure to mark your you'll get notifications of that if you subscribe. And also, we always send out a note to anyone who has subscribed on our website whenever we have new content. So if you haven't subscribed on the website yet, go to Joyful and Mary, ERY, Joyful and Mary Quilting.com. It'll say watch free workshop. When you click on that, you'll enter your email address and that will give you an account on our page and a place in our library. Then we will email you with any updates, any specials, any free content, any announcements that we might have. People are always curious, why do you need my email address? I'm not giving my email address. But you know what? That is the only way we have to verify that you are really a person. And if you have been on any websites, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of that kind of stuff, you know that the spamming is out of this world. It is so out of control. And this is a way that we can contain that a bit without involving everybody else. When you're on Facebook and you've got a spammer there, you're kind of, I try really hard. I watch it constantly. Everybody that comes onto our Facebook page has to get approval first, whether they're a member or a visitor, before they can post on the page, just to make sure. And we've had some of those spammers try and get in, and they're pretty easy to recognize. Sometimes not. And then if they're not, of course, we ask you to report the post so we can get rid of it pretty quick. But we don't want that to happen. On our website, that does not happen. That way we can notify you and you are just it's just you and me, nobody else. And you don't have that risk that you would have on the other site. So that's why we do that. And you'll still get notifications for everything that we have to offer. Okay. We are introducing, Christmas in July is almost over. We just have a few more days. It ends on the 31st of July. It's been fantastic. The support you have given us has been amazing. It's our first big project, and this is our thank you to you. It's a free pattern that comes only to those who have purchased the satchel. So actually, anyone who purchased Santa Satchel, joyfulandmaryquilting.com/Santa, $35. You got 7 patterns, including this one quilt along, one mini workshop. And I think I've really enjoyed it. I think it's gone really, really well. So this quilt actually was designed by my dear friend Bitsy Rogers. Bitsy designed it. She sent me a picture of the pattern, and I asked her if we could give it away for free to those who participate in our workshop, and she said yes. So in our Christmas in July Santa Satchel, and she said yes. So here it is, and it's really fun. It goes together. I did it in a day. I put it together, and actually, I assembled the top in a day and got it loaded on my long arm. I quilted it the next morning and bound it, and it was done. So it's so cute. So I just thank you, Bitsy. She's the best, and she did such a great job. And you know what? The best part of that was Bitsy supporting us. So just giving us that little extra boost, and we really thank her for that. So now we're going to pass that along to you. Anyone who's purchased the satchel, this will be sent out to you. I don't know when, Alex. When are we sending this one out? The last day. So July 31st, this one's going to come out, and it'll go in your course. So when you go to our library, your page on our website, joyfulandmaryquilting.com, it will be there in your library on the last day, which is July 31st. But that doesn't mean everything is over. Christmas in July is over. And then we have more things coming. We have more exciting news coming, and I'll share that with you in just a second. You have 4 more days to order Santa's Satchel. If you haven't ordered it yet, if you're kind of on the fence, you haven't decided, go back and look at all of the patterns. I think if they go to the satchel, they can see all the patterns, right? Okay. So if you go to joyfulandmaryquilting.com/Santa, you can see all of the patterns that are in the satchel. So this one's not up yet, but you can see this one here. This is just a sneak peek. The gnome one will be up today, the gnome quilt, because we gave you a sneak peek last week, and today it will be up there today. But those of you who have purchased it should have gotten notice that it's ready to go for you to take a look at. The gnome one, what's so exciting about that one to me is that you can make it any way you want. There are 5 blocks that are included. You can take those blocks and put them all into one quilt, one block in the quilt. You can use all 5. You can mix them up. You can put them in different places. You can make placemats. You can make pillows. You can do whatever you want. Now, if you haven't downloaded our free pattern, the wreath, then and it tells you how to make a pillow, tells you how to make a pot holder. There's several things in there. Go to joyfulandmerryquilting.com/wreath, and then you will get the free pattern that shows you just the basic block that we did and then some options on how to make it. And you can substitute any of the other blocks that we've learned this particular time as well. You can access anything forever. Judy asked if yeah, and you could sell. Judy asked if the access to any of the patterns in the courses will still be available after July 31st. Yeah, it's just you've purchased it, so now you have a space on our website that is your library, and anything that you have gotten through us will be listed there. You'll have access to that. Those who haven't, of course, won't. But if you have done that, those patterns will be there. Now you can still purchase them, the quilt along, the mini workshop, any of the patterns after July 31st. The only problem is that they go up to regular price per pattern. So it's not going to be the $35, about a 50% discount. So keep that in mind. If you haven't thought, I think it's really worth it. I mean, I made the patterns, yes, but I think it's really worth it in comparison to any patterns or quilt alongs that I have participated in. It's just is a really good deal. And my whole reason, our whole philosophy when it comes to Joyful and Merry Quilting is to spread the quilting word. And the quilting word doesn't just mean sewing seams and cutting fabric. The quilting word for us has lots to do with all sorts of things, the history, the the music, the experience with visiting with other people and chatting about what we're doing and sharing what we're doing, as well as learning new techniques, learning new ways to put a block together. It's always amazing to me that I think, way back when I first started quilting, it was like that was the end all. This is how you do it, this is how you quilt, and you're done. My gosh, over these past years, how many things have happened? How many new innovations? How many things have we actually come up with as a quilting community that's made quilting not only easier, but a lot more accurate and a lot quicker? The rotary cutter, just all sorts of things that is just amazing to me that we also that we have that. So that is our philosophy. There's a lot more to it, like I say, than just cutting fabric and piecing together sewing seams to piece together blocks. And that's what we're trying to bring to you. Some of that, the patterns, of course, then will be a charge to those, but a lot of the rest there is not. And that's where we love having you as part of this Joyful and Merry Quilting community. And we hope you share and spread the word, because that's what we would like to do, is to teach others and to bring more into our quilting community, or it's going to go away. We know that. We have seen those ups and downs when it comes to quilting, and we want it to stay up. We want to get more people involved. We want to be able to share the ideas that of something that we all love and we enjoy doing with others. And that's our philosophy when it comes to Joyful and Merry Quilting. So that's what we're trying to do here. I have a what? Oh, thank you, Judy. Judy, I'm so excited that we all are growing as quilters, I think, as we share. Have you been on our Facebook page? Oh my goodness, we have some people that are new quilters. We have some that are intermediate quilters and interested in learning more, and we have some advanced quilters. And the photos that people share of each stage of their quilting experience helps each of us to grow. It doesn't matter if you're a new person, because sometimes a new person will ask a question that makes all of us think, I never thought of that. Come up with a solution or an answer. Our intermediate quilters tend to want what they've been working, then our advanced quilters really given us the inspiration, the excitement that there's a lot out there in the quilting world. So we truly encourage you to share that. We usually do show and tell on Thursdays on our Facebook page. I think you can show and tell anytime. We love seeing your stuff no matter what. It doesn't make any difference at all. We just call it Show and Tell Thursday in case you forgot and you've got something that you want to show and tell. It doesn't matter how long ago it doesn't matter what stage it's in. And we would just love to see and give you those applause and let you know how much we appreciate what you've done, because we all do. We all understand. We're all quilters. We know what this is all about, and we know what it means to have somebody appreciate our work and our masterpieces that we're either working on or we've completed. So please share. Okay. Coming up, I have Alex and I will be giving you some teasers about our foundation piecing workshop. Now, any of you that have participated in the Mystery Quilt Challenge, you know I do a lot of foundation piecing. I've really gotten away from template piecing because I just don't think it's accurate. It's very difficult when I am designing a pattern to measure every little piece. When I am measuring every little piece, sometimes they're like 2 3/8 inches or 1 5/16. That's impossible for you to measure easily. When you foundation piece, you don't have to do that. You cut the pieces, they're a little bit oversized. You foundation piece, which I'll talk about. And when you put it together, you end up with a perfect sized block. And if you don't, I give you some tips on how to make them perfect in the end. So I'm going to give you this hint right now. The foundation piecing workshop is going to give you 4 different ways to foundation piece. Did you know there were 4 different ways? There's probably more. I don't know, but I know 4. I have my favorites, but I can teach you all. And one of them that everybody is always asking about is freezer paper piecing, and I will show you that. But it's going to be a free workshop. It will be available on our website. You have to be registered in order to watch it. And it'll be a PDF as well. So you need to go to joyfulandmerryquilting.com and click on watch the free workshop. And you can I mean, there's a lot of good info in that free workshop. You can enter you'll be asked for your email address, and then we will notify you as soon as the workshop is ready. Now, if you are Project Linus folks, if you are ready to participate in the Mystery Quilt Challenge, and I'm going to have a whole podcast about that coming up. If you are interested in that, I will be referring our people that are in the challenge, in the Mystery Quilt Challenge, to these videos. It just doesn't make sense for me to do it twice. And I've done it so many times when it comes to Project Linus on our website, and I have to redo it every single year, depending on the pattern. It just gets very stressful. So what I am going to be doing is giving you those tips in one package deal. It's free. You don't have to pay for it, but you'll have that you can refer to anytime. We always have people, and there'll still be videos. I'm still going to walk you through the Project Linus Mystery Quilt Challenge. But sometimes people just want to look and remember how to do something with a different block, with something else that they're working on, not particularly the quilt that was the Mystery Challenge quilt. So we kind of thought this was a good way to do that. And I hope you like it. And I hope you sign up and share with others. Foundation piecing is huge. And it really makes a big difference in the accuracy of your quilt blocks. That's my opinion. Some people don't agree. Some people don't like the way it your brain has to kind of work its way around it. But hopefully, when I show you these 4 methods, that will help you. So, anything? You know what? A machine quilting, I've thought about it. I don't quilt on my domestic machine. I do, if it's a wall hanging or something small, pretty small, pot holders, placemats, small wall hangings, I do that. But I'm not what you would call an expert by any means. I have a long arm, and I do a lot of my quilting on a computerized long arm. So I do a lot of ruler work, and that might be something that I can show. When it comes to my regular sewing machine, I'm just not really good at it. I just don't feel like I'm an expert. If I do get better at it, I will definitely share that with you, because I think it's important that most of us know how to do it. I do know how to do it. I can do the straight line stuff, but when it comes to the fancier free motion, I just don't do it on that machine, which is why I basically focus on the piecing, and I haven't gotten much into the quilting, but we're just getting started here, and I am personally learning so much. So hopefully there will be a point when I can walk you through a simple project on a regular domestic sewing machine and show you how I have learned to do it. Now, there is a video, one of our videos on using the Hera marker. If you have never done that, I quilted on my domestic sewing machine, my home machine, and I marked the lines with that Hera marker, and I'm telling you, that was life-changing for me because one of the issues that I had was I hated always marking everything, and I'm gonna get into I'm not gonna talk about it here, but there's always a big controversy about whether or not to use the Frixon pens and whether or not to use the disappearing ink pens, and I do have my opinions on that, and I'm gonna share that with you, but the Hera marker eliminates all of that. If you're doing any straight line quilting, pretty much maybe you could do it with curves, I don't know, but probably a curve, but I'm not sure that you can do anything really intricate. But take a look at that video. It's in the videos, and I think we have a short on that one too, don't we, Alex? On the haircut. So you can look under shorts or you can look under our regular videos and watch that and give it a try. Give it a try with something small, a pot holder or something. Use our free wreath pattern and make a pot holder out of it. I think you'll be excited to see. They're real inexpensive. I think Clover makes them. And we have a link. There's a link in the video, right? Below the video. Yeah, there's a link below the Hera marker video that just shows you which one I use. So if you're interested in that. Okay, anything else on that, Alex? Okay. Let's see. Q&A. Do we have any questions? I'm gonna introduce Alex to you. Everybody hears about Alex, but they don't get to see him. And this is my boy. This is Alex. He's my
Hi.
youngest. He's
How are you?
we have 4 kids. Alex is the youngest. He is the one that is the mastermind of this project, let me tell you,
Yeah, I
right?
do all the quilt pattern designs and all that. So
Yeah,
kind of
he's
the
good.
brains of the operation.
I'm just the brawn. I'm
Yeah.
just the brawn. Yeah. So anyway, no, he's the one that when we started this up, Alex had been bugging me to do this for a very long time, and I just didn't feel ready. I didn't feel like I could do it, and he had it all set. So he didn't give up on me. He didn't stop doing the research on it. He kept going through it, and you can see. I mean, I talk about this all the time, but just to see the way that our YouTube channel is set up, the way our website is set up, that's all him. And when you write him and ask when you write and ask questions, he's the one that basically answers all that and helps you work through stuff. So this is stuff I could never do. I can design the patterns and I can write, I can do those videos and things. I couldn't edit anything. He edits everything that we have. So anyway, he's a good boy. He's a good
Yeah,
boy.
thanks.
He's also my singer. I know he's not going to sing for you now, but he says if we get to how many
Let's do
followers?
300,000 subscribers. I'll do a live concert for everybody.
Okay, there you go. 300, and I'm telling you, it is totally worth it. He is very good. So anyway, yeah, spread the news to your friends. If we get all those subscribers, I think we have maybe 1,500 right now. So we have a little way
We're
to
getting
go.
there.
We're getting there. We're getting there. It'll come. It'll happen. But anyway, when I was finally ready, and I contacted him, and I asked him if he was still interested in doing this. He had it all ready to go. So that's why we got things going as quick as we did because it was all set. It was all there, and all I had to do was just plug in my stuff, and he was ready. So he didn't lose faith or confidence
Yeah.
in me, and I have total confidence in what he's doing. So I really appreciate that, and I love you, son.
Yeah, I love you, Mom.
So anyway, if we have any questions for Alex, and Terry's sitting in the back over here. He's kind of hiding out. He's throwing out comments and things to us and helping us too. It's hard to watch the chat when we're going through all this because it's very small and I don't have my glasses on and I have to get way up and then I have a really goofy look on my face when I'm trying to look, not realizing that I'm doing that. But if you have any questions, anything we need to ask, is there anything there, Pop? Oh, there he is. Yeah, that's Terry. He says hi every once in a while. You'll see him throw stuff over the top when we have our quilt frame up, or he's the one that hangs everything and gets it all ready. And he sets up all my stuff and gets the camera so it's in good shape and we're in a good position. So if you have anything, please let us know. We appreciate all of your comments. I know you've asked a lot along the way, and we've tried to answer them as best as we can. But sometimes you think of something that comes up and especially if it's you want me to take a look at a product that you've either thought about trying or you maybe tried and it didn't work and you're not quite sure why since it was rated well. That happens all the time. You look at something and you think this is rated really well and you get it and it's terrible and it doesn't work. And there may be a reason. Maybe there's a little hint or tip or trick. Just ask. And if I know, I'll tell you. If I'm able to check it out, I'm happy to do that. And we can do the same thing. If you have any suggestions on what would work better, we've had suggestions along the way now with our YouTube channel and with just the way that we announce things. Now, we have had people that have asked us to announce when the podcasts or the YouTube live videos are going to be broadcast. Alex sends out, what do you send out for that?
Usually the night before and a few minutes before it starts.
So we always check
or the morning of.
That's email though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on Facebook, I try and post it as well. So we just want to let you know when it's going to happen. When I say like and comment, it doesn't mean on the Facebook post. It means on the video here, because this is where we check. So we go here, and what happens is I get a list of all the comments on all of our videos. As soon as they come through, we both do. Some of them he answers, some of them I answer. It just kind of depends on what it's about. So when you post on Facebook, we don't always see it. And sometimes there'll be a long post and people will be talking about one quilt, and then somebody will post at the bottom, I didn't get my whatever. We just don't see that all the time when it's not addressed specifically to us. We try and read everything, but you can imagine with all the comments and all the things that we're doing, it's a little difficult to keep up. So if you ask him or ask me, now, if you have something that's very specific to you, what do they email?
info@joyfulandmerryquilting.com, or you can do joyfulandmerryquilting@gmail.com. Either one of those goes to.
Okay, so you do that, either one, and Alex will be more than happy to help you with whatever issue you might be having with the website or with your pattern download or anything like that. Some things it's on your end and we can't help you with. We'll try and give you answers, and he's had those kinds of things too. And other times it's just something very simple that didn't have, that we weren't able to. One thing I want you to comment on, if you can, we have the hearts available and bows for the heartfelt advent calendar that's in the satchel, and we sold them all almost immediately. And we have some more. I'm not gonna cut the hearts unless there's an interest. So if you are interested in that, I can't assure you that it's going to happen. Again, it only depends on if there's interest. Comment over here in the chat and let us know if you would be interested. They were $29 for 25 hearts plus 25 pre-tied bows. And we sent those out several weeks ago, I guess it was, wasn't it? But if that happens, then we'll create another, what do you do? How do you create it?
Create like
a store item or?
Yeah. I'll open it up again for extra orders, and then they'll close out when they sell out.
Okay. So he'll open this. He'll let you know if that should happen. So again, if you don't want to cut and fuse all of your hearts and you want some pre-fused, I can't guarantee you what fabric I'll be using because I have several different ones that will work for this, and you need to be okay with that. So if you're okay, of course they're Christmas colors. But I will happily do that if there are others that are interested. So if there's not, we won't. But if there are, I'd love to do that again. It was fun, and we sold them really fast. So I'm thinking there's more people out there that would like those. Please just let us know. Oh, okay.
Let's see. All right. Thank you, Judy, saying we have lovely voices. Another Christmas album sometime soon. I'd like to do one, but I don't have any plans at the moment. I'm not working on anything currently, but I'd like to release another one at some point. When do you decide to take a seam out to redo it? What is the standard?
Well, I'm kind of crazy about that kind of stuff, and I am not afraid to take it out. And I will tell you that when I made the gnome quilt, pardon me? When I made the gnome quilt and I finished it up, I did not like the way the trees all looked. I had used fabric that was too light and they didn't show up. and I took them all out. And usually what I do when I'm taking them out is I'm very careful to take out the seam plus a little extra, the seam plus a little extra, the seam plus a little extra. I replace whatever it is and I sew them back together just as if I was doing it the first time. That's where foundation piecing to me is the way to go because my squares fit right back in where I need to go. Now, just taking out a single seam, maybe I've sewn it and I go to press it and I see that it's really wonky, that for some reason it pulled back. I always do. I always take it back if I see anything that looks like it's not going to fit wherever it needs to go because you're going to pay for it in the end. If you don't do it right then, you're going to pay for it later. Somewhere it's not going to fit. Something is not going to fit. So I do. I am not afraid to take out. That's where if you go to the watch our free workshop video, there's a great video on using a seam ripper. You probably don't even realize how to do that the right way. I found out the right way to use a seam ripper and it works like a charm, and I am not afraid to use it. One thing I will caution you, if you're using a seam ripper and you have to rip out a seam, get a good one. Get a good seam ripper because the cheap ones are not sharp enough and you'll either tear your fabric or you will not easily be able to remove those threads because it'll be too hard to pull them out. So get a good seam ripper. I've gotten, the ones I have, I love, and they're not expensive. You can either buy it's what's usually expensive is the fancy handles that people make for them. But usually if you get a good quality, a Clover, a Dritz, one of those, you've got a nice sharp a seam ripper in there that's going to take out those threads. And that's what I use. And I do it. I take them out every single time. I will not leave a seam in there that I think isn't going to look good in the end because it's just, you pay for it. It just, things don't fit and it just gets worse and worse and worse. And at the end, it's hard to quilt, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, anything else?
Rachel Peril says, do you have any idea the demographics you're reaching, age range, country, or international?
Yes, we do. We look at that a lot. When we first started out, we had 98% over 65 because that's everybody that's home that's quilting usually. And we are now down into the 35 to 45 age group category that's quilting usually. And we are now down into the 35 to 45 age group category where we have a lot of people, and we actually go down into the 25 to 35. Not many, but people are busy with other things in that age group. But we are, I think, from what we've seen in our analytics, we're reaching people through YouTube a lot more because we have a lot of subscribers and a lot of likes. And the more likes you have, then YouTube bumps up your videos so that more people see them. So that's why, occasionally we have people that like to troll around and click dislike on everything, which always breaks my heart. And I really struggle with that. Why did they not like it? It was a beautiful post. But anyway, but when we have a lot of likes to balance those out, it makes a huge difference. But so that part is changing periodically, as we get more popular. And then the three, of course, mostly US, but we've had Canada, England, Australia, Germany. We've had what other countries? I can't think right now. Sweden, the Netherlands, where people have seen our posts. And I know that I know there's more. I can't think right off the top of my head. But anyway, word is getting out. So I thank you all for sharing. That's the best part of it when people share our videos, and then we're able to reach more people and show off our wares. Anything else? I think we've got our winner for I didn't bring it with, I forgot, sorry. But it's the 20 10-inch squares that actually will go with this quilt. There's some yardage that you add to it, but it's mostly those 20 10-inch squares that go on the quilt. And it was from the Reindeer Games fabric line, so cute. And it was by me and my sister Designs, and I just love their stuff. So anyway, that's where that fabric came. This one here is actually a gnome charm layer cake that I had from long ago, and I had used part of them. It was a couple of years ago, I think, or maybe a year ago. I used part of them, and it looks all gray and black in the video, but actually it's a lot of green. It's really pretty. It's all these cute gnomes all over it. So I was really excited. The whole purpose of this quilt is to use leftover squares or leftover fabric, and that's what this is. So it's those leftover squares. But the reindeer games is the more bright green and bright red, and so cute. And the winner of that is, it's your YouTube name, Nancy Raymond 837. So Nancy, we need your address because we don't have that. So we will need you to say, you can comment here, don't put your address here, but email.
Info@joyfulandmerryquilting.com. I'll put it in the chat. Well, I don't know if she's in here, but
If you're in here, Nancy, holler.
I'll do it on mine.
Okay. So we will notify Nancy through since this is just for anybody who's commented, it's not just for people that are live on the chat. We will notify Nancy. If Nancy does not claim her prize, make sure that everything's there. But this is kind of the end of our of this part of our for participating and for helping us and giving us that boost and applauding and all that stuff. We are so grateful for that. We've got some fall follies coming up. So we are excited to present that to you. And that's going to go along with our foundation piecing workshop. So I hope that you will tune in. That's going to be in the fall. We also have the Project Linus Mystery Quilt Challenge that is not part of Joyful and Merry Quilting, but is a huge part of Merry. And I will be hosting that. Registration begins August 21st. It will open on the projectlinus.org website. But this is very cool. And then I'm going to fun. That one will be prepared to do that. So anyway, I am always trying to be joyful. This was so easy this week because I had all my family here, and that makes me very joyful. But definitely, I will always, forever and ever and ever be merry.